I'm Katie LeGros. Nearly 6 years after Florida's red flag law took effect, judges across the state have removed guns or access to guns from more than 12,000 people who they deemed were a threat to themselves or others. While the numbers may represent an impressive use of the law here, has our red flag law really made us any safer from gun violence in Florida? In my latest Impact Check report, we find out.
We're here on a motion to extend the risk protection order.
On a recent Thursday in Hillsborough County,
I'm granting the risk protection order.
Judge Denise Pomponio temporarily stripped gun privileges from more than a dozen people.
Turned around and he had the gun on us.
Among them,
And it was loaded.
a husband and father whose wife and son described the frightening moments before police arrived.
I saw him flick the safety off and aim it right at me. And if my mom wasn't standing there, I think he would have shot me.
Why is mental health not serious?
A 30-year-old who called 911 upset police had not responded to his earlier call that his meds got stolen.
I'll tell you what. I'll grab the gun I got and I'll go to the mall. Thank you.
I haven't consumed anything.
And this young woman whose boyfriend feared the worst after she went to bed drunk and woke up suicidal.
I'm just going through like crazy mood swings right now.
That's not an issue.
They are among Florida's red flag recipients. Passed in 2018 following the deadly mass shooting at this high school in Parkland, the law was created to prevent future mass shootings and curb gun violence by letting police seek a court order barring someone from purchasing or possessing a gun for 1 year if a judge determines they're a threat to themselves or others. Since going into effect in the Sunshine State 6 years ago, Florida judges have granted more than 12,000 risk protection orders, or RPOs, according to Florida's Office of State Courts Administrator.
Do you think that RPOs have saved lives?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to try everything.
In Hillsborough County, records show between 2018, when the law took effect, and March 2022, judges granted nearly 1,000 risk protection orders. But between 2018 and 2022, gun-related murders dramatically increased, while firearm suicide deaths went up slightly. It's a similar trend for gun-related deaths statewide.
We always need to remember it's a piece of paper, and people will find a way to do what they want to do.
Advocates who push for Florida's red flag law tout it as a major success.
It's one of the best things that we did.
Tony Montalto lost his daughter Gina in the Parkland school shooting.
It's the proactive nature of this that we've seen that has been so effective.
But even in the most proactive red flag counties, we've discovered there's little to no evidence that proves Florida's red flag law has done much to curb gun-related deaths.
Your county continues to lead the state with the filing of these red flag petitions.
We're simply following the law. That's all we're doing.
To date, Polk County, a rural conservative county about 45 miles west of Tampa, has issued over 2,300 risk protection orders, more than any other county in Florida, with the local sheriff's office, led by longtime sheriff and Second Amendment supporter Grady Judd, filing the lion's share.
I'm not going to apologize for keeping people safe or stopping people from killing themselves.
But while the rate of gun-related suicides in Polk County dropped slightly between 2018 and 2022, the rate of gun-related murders shot up by more than 50%.
It's not a well-refined tool, but it's a tool that I think we all have to follow.
Attorney David Carmichael represents local police departments in Polk County that file risk protection orders.
Prior to this, were you seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist?
An initial skeptic of red flag laws, he now believes, despite what the numbers show, RPOs are making his community safer.
In this circuit, we haven't had a mass shooting since we've implemented this.
On the day we saw him in court, he was seeking an RPO against a 20-year-old who lives with depression and recently told his mom he wanted to buy a gun.
Before this happened, you had been seeing somebody.
The judge granted the order. Most of the time, they do.
You have studied risk protection orders. What have you found in terms of whether or not they actually work to reduce gun violence?
It's a great question. It's the question that we're all looking for answers to.
Dr. Shannon Frateroli is a professor studying red flag laws at Johns Hopkins University's Center for Gun Violence Solutions. She says it's too soon to determine if red flag laws prevent gun-related deaths, but early studies show for every 10 to 20 risk protection orders granted, approximately 1 death by suicide was averted.
So those are pretty strong numbers. Again, we've seen those consistently in 2 states now. So early, but promising.
This is just a temporary thing because
concern for other people.
And likely more reason we'll continue to see people at the center of scenes like this
It's what you feel is in your best interest. This is not a criminal court.
end up in courts like this.
Any final conclusions about the true impact of red flag laws on gun-related deaths are still several years away. I'm Katie LaGrone reporting.